I'm John.
I'm Justin.
And we're the Gore
Goblins.
And we're here to talk about movies.
And we're not late. Yay.
That we like sometimes.
Sometimes.
And
Not all the time.
some that we don't. So, this episode almost didn't happen because my laptop decided to be stupid.
Fuck your laptop.
And delete everything because I had everything on like my iCloud, right? And then my iCloud was incorrectly stating that I had no free space on my computer. So I was like, all right, I've done this before. I'll just reset iCloud and then it'll work fine. I did that. And then when I came back, everything was gone. And I was like, what the fuck? I was like, what happened?
Fucking Apple.
So I had to scourge through some old emails to find everything I needed. Luckily, I had saved the template that we use every week on my Google Drive. It's always good to have multiple backups. Furthermore, I've saved everything on my Google Drive. All of our old episodes, the final mixes, and the GarageBand files are all in there. So anyway, that's what I get for having a Mac, right? Anyway, a Mac with only a 250 gigabyte hard drive.
Jeez.
But that was because I was in college and I was like, I don't need anything that special. And now and then I dropped out a year later and I was like, you know what? I should have just gotten that 500 gig, at least the 500 gig. But anyway, here we are.
My
and
laptop's better.
we got it all figured out. I found everything I needed. So we are resuming as scheduled. The only thing is we lost our one-offs list. Which means we don't get to spin the wheel to see what's next. So we're just gonna fucking pick shit. Because I don't feel like making that list again.
Or we'll just pick 3 and then spin for those 3.
No, we're just picking. I don't want to do that anymore.
Okay, then we do Abominable.
No. So here's how it's gonna go. Okay, we're gonna finish these. Then we're gonna do Evil Dead Rise. Then we're doing fucking Martyrs because I really want to talk about that one. Then we're going to go into Scream and figure Abominable probably after that. After Scream 1, I mean.
Scream.
You know what I'm saying. But before all of that, we still got to get through this. And guess what? Today we're talking about Jason Goes to Hell, the final Friday. This is the second time that final has been used in a title for a Friday the 13th movie. Speaking of Friday the 13th movies, there's a reason that Friday the 13th isn't in the title.
Yeah, you can't call this one a Friday the 13th.
Because it doesn't really feel like a Friday the 13th movie. What it does feel like is Adam Marcus watched Reanimator and From Beyond and thought, I can do that. And then he kind of did. And I kind of like it because of that. It's definitely weird. I could definitely see why a lot of hardcore Friday the 13th fans are like, wow, this movie fucking sucks. But I don't know, man. I thought it was pretty good.
Yeah.
I thought it was pretty fun. It's such a breath of fresh air. It's probably because we've been watching these back to back to back. But it's such a breath of fresh air to get to one that's just doing whatever the fuck it wants. And in a way that's successful, unlike A New Beginning, which was just bad. And I mean, I can see comparisons to this where people are like, well, but it's not really Jason. It's people acting like Jason. I'm like, yeah, but in A New Beginning, that movie tried to make you think it was Jason. In this one, it's just it's not Jason. It's just some weird fucking demon that I guess possessed him or whatever. I will say the thing that makes this movie kind of collapse under its own weight is the over-explanation of everything. Not necessarily over-explanation, but trying to expand the lore and make it to where Jason's this thing from hell or whatever. Not really a revenant so much as he is just something that was possessed.
He's a deadite.
Yeah. That's literally that's what Adam Marcus said. I was going to get to that.
Put the book in the movie, so it's canon.
The Necronomicon is in the movie, which is fucking insane. And his
it's the one from Army of Darkness too.
See, because I was watching the special features, and he was talking specifically about how you watch a comic book movie nowadays. He's and fucking Doctor Strange will show up and everybody will get real excited. Mind you, this was recorded in 2020 before people stopped giving a shit. But he's like, a character will pop up and everybody will be like, whoa, what the fuck? And he's like, I kind of wanted to do that with Jason Goes to Hell. He's like, and the whole reason that the movie is the way it is because Sean S. Cunningham was like, if you can take the hockey mask out of it, I'll let you write it. Because I think there was a rights thing between Paramount. Because this is the first Friday the 13th movie that's owned by New Line Cinema.
They got the rights to the name Jason, not the rights to Friday the 13th.
Yes.
Which is stupid to me.
So even though Jason still technically has his hockey mask, it's very minimal.
Well, that claim was that dude wanted the hockey mask out of the movie, out of all the movies for like the longest time.
Yeah.
But then claims he never said that.
Yeah, well, Sean Cunningham is quite a character, but
Sean Cunningham, more like Sean Cunningham.
All right. Anyway, but yeah, his intention was to make it to where it kind of connected to other horror franchises, and you can kind of tell that it's a little janky, but
that's because they cut it because the movie was almost 2 hours long originally.
And also, I don't give a fuck because it's fun. I don't care. I don't care.
And it has a rated and unrated version.
It sets up Freddy versus Jason, and then, Jason's basically a deadite. And I think Adam Marcus's reasoning was he was like, if Pamela loved Jason so much, why wouldn't she read from the Necronomicon to try to bring him back? Yeah. She's like, because he was like, he's like, we've already seen all this shit before. He's like, that's why I intentionally made the beginning of the movie full of all the tropes that you've seen the last 8 times you've watched these movies. He's like, and I love Friday the 13th. He's like, but I wanted to do something different. And you know what it made me feel like? And I know I brought this up before, but it made me feel like Rian Johnson talking about The Last Jedi. Like, it felt the exact fucking same, where he's saying all the same shit. And he's just like, I really wanted to make it my own and all this other stuff. And everybody hated it because it was different. But if it had been the same thing, then everybody would have been like, oh, fucking, it's just another Friday the 13th movie. So, again, to prove a point that we've made many times on this show, people don't know what they fucking want. And they go into movies with expectations. And that fucks you sometimes. That's all I gotta say about it. Because if you go into something with no expectations, you might be pleasantly surprised. Like when I went to go see the Marvels this past week. But if you go into it with expectations, thinking every movie is gonna be like a masterpiece, well, you're gonna be fucking disappointed at least 75% of the time. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know, man. There's an idea of what a Friday the 13th movie is, but you shouldn't be like adverse to that changing, like, because that's how you keep it fresh. You change it, right? Now, again, I love Scream, and those movies are all the fucking same, but like, that's Scream. I don't know, like that works there because also there's like an ongoing continuity that hasn't even been touched at all, so it's kind of neat. But with this, it's like, I don't know, it's just something different, and I really liked it. I don't know. I actually really liked it a lot. And I think Adam Marcus said something about how, like, if your horror movie doesn't have a sense of humor, then what's the point? Not to say that the comedy's perfect, but it knows what it is what I'm getting at.
Horror above all genres should be what the fuck did he say? I lost the word. I just had it. Inclusive.
Did you have the do you have the Blu-ray set that I have?
No.
Okay. Did you just look these up on YouTube then?
I watched part of the movie, and then I watched Dead Meat's video, because when you messaged me last night saying you could watch it, I was in the middle of fucking raid in Warcraft, and I couldn't
Oh my
stop.
God. Oh, okay, so you watched Dead Meat. Yeah, okay, so then he probably pulled from my box set a lot. Shout out Dead Meat. Thanks for saving the day. But yeah, it's pretty great. I don't know, man. I really dug it. It felt almost like I said, it feels in the same vein as like From Beyond and Reanimator, where it's just this fucking gonzo balls to the wall fucking movie that's full of really fucking good gore effects.
Yeah.
Like, that's the best thing about this movie, is that this is the first fucking time that we actually get uncensored gore. And it's fucking awesome. I watched the unrated version, obviously, because I'm not going to fucking watch a theatrical cut for a fucking Friday the 13th movie.
Oh, yeah, why would you?
And, There's some really cool stuff. I mean, it shouldn't be a surprise. It's from K&B, which is the same team that worked on Evil Dead 2 and a fucking shitload of other horror movies, slashers and everything. But yeah, it was awesome. The gore effects are fucking incredible. And this has some of the best death scenes, some of the best kills in the whole franchise.
It's what you wanted the other movies to do.
I guess it's just a shame that Jason didn't do the killing, but it's kind of like a Halloween Ends situation where Corey has some really cool kills, but it's not Michael.
I mean, it's technically Jason. It's just not.
Yeah, it's just
the
not.
body.
It's
of
just
Jason.
not It's just not his body.
Unless
yeah,
you look in a
exactly.
mirror, then you can see him.
Which I thought was kind of dumb, but you know what? I don't give a fuck. It's from Beyond and Reanimator. From Beyond and Reanimator have shit like that all over it, like literally all over it. And I fucking love those movies, especially From Beyond. From Beyond is so fucking good. I love that movie so much. But
I like how he's like, people try to say this one didn't make sense, but it's like, did the others make sense?
yeah, Adam Marcus was saying, yeah, he's like, did the other ones make sense? He's like, Jason was a boy at the end of the first movie.
That he was a zombie.
And then he just turns into a fucking full-grown man, somehow finds Alice's house, and, goes from there. So much like Jason Lives, the director came in and tried to make something more out of it than just a fucking Friday the 13th movie. And I think that's why those two are my favorite. And A New Blood to a much lesser extent, because they tried to do something different. And I appreciate that. Jason Takes Manhattan is good for what it is, with it being a claustrophobic little slasher, and Kane Hodder is, of course, really cool. But it's also kind of boring. But this one, I don't think I was really bored. I don't know, man. I thought it was fucking awesome. And did you get to did James's video include the bit where he's talking about how people still ask him about the shaving scene? And and he's like, well, the reason I put it in the movie is because I knew you'd still ask me about it all these years later. He's like, because what I wanted to do was make people, how did he word it? He's like, I wanted to make, like reach into people's deepest fears. He's like, and the idea of another man kissing you is scarier than, getting your throat slit. He's like, and that's what I wanted to show. And I was like, you motherfucker. I'm like, that is so good. I'm like, you're so, I like this movie a lot.
He's not wrong.
He's not. He's absolutely fucking not. You know how many
I'd
teenagers...
just be like, okay, a knife's coming to my throat. Well, guess I better prepare for a few seconds of pain before I can't feel it. But if a guy's leaning in to kiss me, I'm about to have a bunch of other shit going through my brain.
No, but that's real though. Like that's and I kind of kind of fucking love it for that. Like that's really fucking cool, man. I don't know. I don't know. I really like it. He apparently also wanted the dagger from Evil Dead 2 to be in the movie.
Oh yeah, the Jason
the Kandarian dagger, but instead it wasn't. It was just a fucking weird
mystical dagger.
I also I'm gonna be honest. I know a lot of people rag on the bounty hunter that knows everything about him because it doesn't make any sense. But again, I don't care. It does not bother me one bit.
He's just like the guy from Jeepers Creepers 3.
Yeah, sure, that movie that I haven't seen. Exactly.
Well,
see, Justin knows what he's talking about.
It's because 3 is between 1 and 2, so it picks up the same night after all the shit from the first movie happens.
It's like, oh, I'm sorry.
And then just this bounty hunter dude that apparently knows everything about the creeper just happens to show up.
That's amazing.
Where the fuck were you this whole time, then?
It's like Tony Todd in Final Destination, where he's like, "Oh, that's just how death works," and I'm just like,
I'm
awesome,
not being
dude.
cryptic or anything.
Where the fuck did you? I love you, man. I love characters like that. I don't know why. Just characters pop up and they're like, "Hey, you know what? I know everything about this for no fucking reason." And I think I don't know. It just makes it campy, and I really like that. I really like that kind of shit, man. I love schlock, and this movie is grade A fucking schlock, just born out of the 80s, man.
And it lets you know right away with the fucking Jason ambush scene.
Yeah, and he just fucking gets blown to shit. It's so fucking
this
cool.
Is what you should have done to Michael in the end of 4.
Yeah, instead you just shot him up and he fell into a well, and they're like, yeah, he's good. Yeah, no way he survived that. I'm sorry. This is the same man that woke up after being burned alive and shot in the eyes. But it's fine. Yeah, it's just whatever. But no, I really dig it. There's like some character moments that are kind of silly, but like his all of his interactions with the cop are pretty fun. And then like the main guy, Steven, I think is his name. Who would have thought a fucking memorable character? I may not remember his name, but I remember him. Like an actual memorable character in a fucking Friday the 13th movie. Who would have thought?
That isn't Jason.
That isn't Jason. And then everybody in the diner, like they all had like fun personalities and shit. Leslie Jordan, R.I.P. was there, and he got his fucking face boiled in vegetable oil.
Yep.
R.I.P. But that shit's cool, man. Like the characters actually felt like fucking characters for the first time since what? Jason Lives? Like that's crazy, man. That's fucking I really like it. Like the more I think about it, the more I like it. But yeah, it's good. But I don't know. There's some stuff that like comes out of nowhere, doesn't make sense. But to me, that's all just part of the fun with this one. I don't know. It knows what it is, and it's able to kind of laugh at itself especially with that opening scene just being like a highlight reel of all the tropes. With the girl with the incredibly hot for an FBI agent woman deciding to take a shower, and then then she hears a noise and it's Jason. Oh, all that shit. Like that's great. Apparently, the best kill in the movie almost wasn't even in the movie, which is the one where the girl gets stabbed with the tent pole and split in half.
Yeah.
That one almost wasn't even in the movie because I think the producers told them there has to be like campers getting killed. Like we can't have a Friday the 13th movie without campers getting killed. Yeah. And I was like, okay, but I mean, it worked because while watching it, I was like, man, that scene in hindsight kind of feels out of place. Like as the movie kept going, I was like, that scene felt a little weird because isn't Jason just trying to like, be reborn or whatever? Like, why the fuck is he just killing random campers? That's weird. But it's because they're at Camp Crystal Lake.
Because they had unprotected sex.
Yes.
It's not the fact that they're having sex.
Specifically because they had unprotected sex. Because they were like, nah, I don't need the condom. And then Jason was like, you didn't need what now? And he's like, all right, I got it. I got it. I'll take care of this. And give you one of the best kills of the fucking franchise. I also really like when he takes over... That one fucking dude in the house, not
Robert.
Robert. Yeah, that's his name. I thought it was. I was gonna say Roger.
The news anchor guy.
Yeah, and he
dating Jessica.
Yeah,
the main character that's barely in the movie.
Yeah, she's not in the movie a lot, which is kind of a bummer a little bit because she kind of just feels like a plot device. Like
she is.
That's that. Yeah, pretty much.
Her and her baby.
Her and her mom too. Her mom too. Her mom is literally a plot device for Jason to come back.
Diana exists just to explain Jessica.
Yeah, and then also to rebirth Jason, I guess,
which she didn't like.
Yeah. Whoops. That wasn't fun.
Little lizard baby Jason crawled up inside her.
Little like this is weird because in Nightmare 5 we had weird fucking fetus Freddy.
And then fetus Jason.
And then now we have fetus Jason. It's fucking weird. But I don't care. It works. But
and then the title of Freddy 6 is the same. The Final Nightmare or whatever.
Yeah, Freddy's Dead, the Final Nightmare. But
awesome.
But yeah, she doesn't have a whole lot to do, and that's like she just exists to be like, you're crazy, Steven. And then what's his name? Robert. There's that one kill in the diner that I like where he gets stabbed by what is it, like a fucking support rod or something? She stabs him with something.
I don't remember what it was.
One of the girls from the diner stabs him with something. And I'm not gonna remember the names, but I assure you they all have their own personalities. It's pretty fun. But he stabs her, or she stabs him, and then he pulls her in and stabs her, and she spits out the blood, and then he just fucking like crushes her head, and like a fucking spurt of blood shoots out the top, and I was like, that's fucking Reanimator. I'm like, that is just Reanimator, dude. Like, I know this motherfucker watched that movie and decided to make his own fucking version of it. There's a lot of stuff in there that was that reminded me a lot of Stuart Gordon in particular. Like a lot of the camera angles or a lot of the camera work reminded me a lot of, those two movies. And I don't know, just like the idea of like people basically getting possessed and becoming super strong and shit. I don't know. It just felt oddly Lovecraftian, and I really dug it. But yeah, there's some really good kills in this one. There's the old boy getting his fucking wrist snapped.
Yeah.
That was a really good one. Let me see if I can remember all of them. So there's the beginning when Jason gets blown to shit.
Boom. By Jason.
Yeah, by Jason. After what was that?
What?
What do you mean by Jason?
He blew up.
Yeah, but you said you said by. I thought you were saying something else.
No,
I got confused.
No.
I'm getting old.
Bye as in see you later, Jason.
And then they're doing the autopsy and that doctor bites into his heart. And then there's that bit where the other doctor comes in and he's like talking shit to Jason.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, I want to shit on your chest. I want to shit on your face. I fucking hate you, you piece of shit. You stupid motherfucker. And then the doctor just fucking pushes his face into the grating and leaves like little chunks of him there, which I thought was hilarious. And then he just like stabs him with the prober or whatever.
Something.
And then then Kane Hodder outside of Jason makeup and another security guard are hanging out outside the room. And he's like, yeah, Jason's a pussy anyways. And then he just fucking kills them off screen, unfortunately. But he kills them. And then he goes to the campsite where these three people are hanging out. And we get another, like, trope where there's this innocent girl that doesn't have a boyfriend with her. And I was thinking, oh, maybe she's the final girl. No, she dies pretty early on. Like, she just gets cut the fuck up. And then her friends are having sex and he stabs her and fucking splits her in half. Fucking banger kill. And then her boyfriend's like, he's screaming.
And then dies off screen.
Yeah, he dies off screen, yeah. And then, let me think. After that, is that when he kidnaps that deputy or whatever? I think that's when he does that. I think that's what's next.
Because he goes to a cop next.
Yeah, he goes to a cop, shaves him, and then
gives him the mouth slug.
Gives him the mouth, yeah. And then that cop goes to Diane.
I think it was Diana.
Diana's whatever woman, Voorhees lady. He goes to her house, and that's when we find out about Jennifer, whatever her name is. Jessica. There we go. As too many similar names in this franchise.
Wait, we got to explain the crazy lore.
There's a lot of it in this one.
Now the story is that Pamela had a son and a daughter, which was the daughter was Diana, right? Yeah, or something.
Which I guess still works because Pamela just said he was my only son.
But then, because Jason was born different, he became special, and she was like, you go to adoption.
Literally built different. Literally.
And then they apparently had the Voorhees Manor that just looks fucking like a house from Scooby-Doo.
That's right, it does, dude. It's so awesome.
And the name was misspelled on it.
Yeah, the misspelled name. And Adam Marcus was like, if there's one thing I could do, I would go back in time and fucking fix the spelling on that stupid fucking, that stupid name. He's like, it's not even our fault. He's like, it's nobody's fault, really. He's like, Sean Cunningham was on set that day, and he didn't even fucking notice, And I just think that's really funny.
And so at Voorhees Manor, after Jason's dead, it's implied that Pamela reads the Necronomicon, and that's what brings Jason back.
Heavily implied, in giant quotation marks. And
yeah, through a Voorhees can he be reborn, and only a Voorhees can kill him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is all explained by the bounty hunter that just fucking knows everything about him.
Over like the course of 20 minutes.
Yeah.
In different scenes.
Because he says it a little bit, and then he says more, and then he says more.
And it just keeps going.
And it's amazing. I'm not going to lie. I fucking love it. But he... But then he gets the cop. The cop kills Diana by throwing a knife in her back. And then this is after Diana shoots him in the head, by the way, and he just doesn't fucking die.
Yeah, he gets back up.
And it's because she looks in the mirror and sees
That is Jason.
that's Jason. And I was like, oh, I guess since she's a Voorhees, maybe that's why she can see that.
No.
Or it's some weird Dracula shit. I don't know, man.
It's Dracula.
But anyway,
So then he gets got, and then Steve fights off cop Jason, and he throws him out the window, and then Jason pulls a Michael.
yeah, straight up. I knew that was going to happen.
And then Steve, or whatever his name is, gets taken to jail.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where he meets Mr. Bounty Hunter, Creighton Duke.
And he's like, hey, I'm going to tell you everything now.
But I have to break your finger first.
Yeah, 2 fingers.
2 fingers.
Broke 2 fingers. And then he breaks out by calling his bodyguard over.
And quickly jacks his gun.
Yeah. Yep.
It's because Steve was supposed to be Tommy. That's why he's so useful.
Yeah. Which it would have been really weird if it was Tommy. So I'm kind of glad it wasn't. But also, I'm kind of interested to see what that would have been like. And who they would have cast. Because if it would have been the same guy from Jason Lives or not. Like, because it's been a different actor every time. So, but yeah, so he, he breaks out, he finds Jessica, and I think he barely, gets to her before Robert gets infected, is the term I'm going to use. And, after Robert gets infected, the cop, melts.
Yeah.
Which was
the
really
fucking best shit ever.
fucking cool. That's from Beyond, dude. That's all that. Oh my god,
Or
the effects are so good.
Hellraiser.
Oh, it's so good. But yeah, and then they, Steven, who I guess was Jessica's ex, and the father of Jessica's child. He's trying to tell her he's basically explaining everything to her. And she's like, you're fucking crazy, which is a very understandable reaction to have to an ex-lover just coming and being like, listen, you got to stay with me this time because there's a fucking dude that's going to kill you. I promise. And
it's
anyway,
not me.
It's not me, though. And then Jessica goes to the police station, and Robert shows up, kills Adam Marcus in a director cameo, or at least pushes him out of the way. I don't know if he kills him.
No, he killed him.
But then, he kind of goes through and wreaks havoc in the police station. Very reminiscent of Terminator, except not as much shooting.
Can you imagine Jason with a gun?
That'd be something else. That probably would have made people even more mad. They would have been like, what the fuck? How could you?
Well, he turned into a cyborg in the next one, so.
Yeah, Uber Jason.
The best Jason.
Anyway, we get some kills where he slams 2 people's heads together and their heads basically fucking explode, which I thought was really funny. And then, super fun stuff. And
then aside from being a Voorhees, you have to use this special dagger to kill Jason.
Yes, because the bounty hunter, Creighton Duke, escapes with everybody. And
after getting his spine broken. And then making a face like he is dead, but then the actor claims that, no, that character survived.
Yeah.
Okay.
Probably. I don't know.
Nah, he's dead.
What do I know?
He's dead.
Either way, they go to the diner. Everybody gets killed in the diner.
Yep. Face melted, lower jaw pushed in.
Yeah, which was really funny.
Good stuff.
And then the girl getting her head squished like a grape. Dude getting his arm snapped. All that stuff's really cool. All that stuff is awesome. I love it. I love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. So then,
So then Jason dies. Well, Jason gets reborn because his little lizard fetus self crawls into Diana's dead body.
Yes.
So then Jason's back for the last 10 minutes.
Yeah, and he gets kind of bitch slapped a little, which I thought was funny.
Yeah, he gets worked over by Steve.
Because he shows up just to get his ass handed to him.
You thought Julius from Manhattan had hands. Jason ain't ever messed with someone like Steve before.
Evidently not. And then he gets stabbed with the dagger, and these demons start pulling him into hell. And then he almost takes Steven, but he doesn't.
No.
And then the movie ends with Jason's mask in the sand, or the ground, I guess. And then Freddy's glove comes and, played by Kane Hodder, of course. Freddy's glove comes and drags it down, setting up Freddy versus Jason.
Woo!
Which did not happen for 10 years. It took 10 years. And Jason X came out before that, which I guess means that Jason X takes place after Freddy versus Jason.
Well, it makes sense. I mean, he rocketed back down to Earth.
But I don't know.
I mean, the ending to X doesn't make sense to me because they're all futuristic, and then they fall to Earth, and it looks fucking normal.
Wasn't it there? Isn't Earth destroyed at the end of it?
Oh wait, no, the whole Earth was destroyed, and that was the point. So I don't know where the fuck they went.
I might be thinking of Alien Resurrection. Because I know they land on Earth in that one, and I think the director's cut. Or maybe it's the theatrical. I don't fucking care.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm thinking of.
I don't
I don't
care.
fucking know.
Either way, Freddy versus Jason takes place before Jason X is what I was getting at. Which is weird. But, you know, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It's all right. This movie's still cool. I don't know. It's just fun, man. I had a good time watching it, surprisingly. A lot of other people didn't, though.
Yeah.
Let me tell you what. This is probably one of the most hated sequels to a franchise that I could think of.
I think people hate Jason X more.
Really? I don't know, man.
Nobody I've ever talked to has ever said, yeah, that was a good movie.
Well, I mean, it's not good. Are any of these good, you know what I mean?
I mean, good enough.
I mean, good for what they are, right?
But they're just it goes against everything that the movie stood for and what they established. And
What did
Who
Friday
fucking cares?
What did Friday the 13th stand for, brother? I need you to tell me what Friday the 13th stood for, because I don't think you know.
They don't.
I don't think you know. But yeah, nobody likes this one, which seems to be a trend. But you know, I don't know, it was pretty good. It was pretty fun. That's the whole episode. We're done. Not really, but yeah, because I'm sure the reviews are gonna be hilarious.
Hilarious.
I can't wait. But first, we'll look at Rotten Tomatoes,
But
which.
first, let's tell everyone how we got beat up on Saturday.
Oh yeah. Is this a segue?
Yeah.
A segue to a certified
Sidetrack segment.
sidetrack segment. There we go. I forgot. Hold on a second. Let me. So Saturday, we saw a few death metal bands together. This is the first time that Justin had been to a show like this, and it was a lot of fun.
It was.
It was very physical. Let me tell you what. So I went to a Death Grips show, and that was pretty physical. And that was a straight hour of just moving and grooving and schmooving. You know what I mean? Death metal show had a few breaks, but it was a lot of we took a beating. There was people stage diving, of course, people crowd surfing, of course, mosh pits getting pushed because we were at the front, which was probably our first mistake. But we were getting pushed pretty hard. My hip still hurts a little bit.
Yep.
I caught a stray elbow to the eyebrow, but my eye is fine.
I got hit in the nose, got a shoe to the face. Somehow got that cut.
Yeah, Justin doesn't even know where he got it from, but it was a good show, man. We saw Tribal Gaze or Glaze. It's Gaze, right?
I don't remember the first band's name at all.
I think it's Tribal Gaze, and then it was Judiciary, which was fucking awesome. And then 200 Stab Wounds, which was fucking awesome, and then Frozen Soul, which is just Bolt Thrower from Texas. God bless him. And yeah, it was awesome. It was really fun. We were getting pushed up. We were having to push back because people were getting in that pit,
Yep.
and that pit was bleeding to the front. But it was a lot of fun. I got a cool 200 Stab Wounds t-shirt. Justin got a cool Frozen Soul t-shirt. And, you know.
You got kicked by the guitarist?
I did get kicked by the guitarist for Frozen Soul. Yeah, I did. I don't know why he did that. But you know what? I don't care. That's part of it, brother. I don't give a shit. I feel honored.
You got kicked, and I got a fist bump from the bassist.
Yeah. That's the difference. That's the difference there.
She knew.
She knew what? Just
I don't know.
Yeah, it wasn't so much of a kick as I think it was a push, but there was people behind me, so it felt like a fucking kick because I wasn't expecting it. But yeah, it was awesome. It was a good time. I really like those shows. Just as I thought I was getting fatigued from like going to metal shows, I go to a good one, and I'm just like, man, now I know why. Now I remember why I like it so much. Yeah, it was pretty fun. Good show at a very small venue, which is probably why it was so cramped.
Yeah.
But it was a lot of fun. And, we'll be going to the next one whenever there's a band that I fucking want to see again, I guess. Who knows when that'll be. But I'm excited either way. So,
who knows what the future holds?
Yeah.
All I know is I want Josh to experience that because of all the shit he was saying.
It's like I told you, he's never been to a real one. He's never been to a real metal show where he's in the trenches. Because it is a completely different experience, and it's pretty fun. As long as everybody takes care of each other for the most part.
For the most part.
There were some idiots just really trying to push, and I was like, dude, just fuck off, please.
So I was just glad those two big guys were kind of ended up behind us.
Yo, dude, there was a real big dude looked just like Chris Farley. He was like, I got you, bro. He's like, I'll protect you. And then he immediately got fucking swept away. And I was like, I love you, Houston, Chris Farley. I love you. Thank you for trying, I guess, my guy. And then, there was the other big guy who looks like our old boss, but if he was into metal. And he was cool.
Man.
And, he was...
And then I learned, don't fuck with metal chicks, because they mosh just as hard.
Yeah.
That bitch threw her shoulder into my back so fucking hard.
Yeah. Yeah, one of them saluted me, and I was like, yeah, whatever. It was like, I don't know how to react to that, lady. I'm just here. I'm too fucking winded for this shit. I am too tired.
No, that one girl immediately got her glasses broken in half.
Yeah.
It's like, why'd you bring them?
That's why I wear contacts, man. That's exactly why I wear contacts to those shows, because you get your ass beat. But it's super fun. I had a good time. Would go again.
Definitely.
Obituary's going to go on tour with Amon Amarth, I think. I don't know if they're coming to Houston. If they do, I'm probably not going to see them, but because I'm not crazy about Amon Amarth.
You'd have to sit through like a fucking hour of one song.
It's not that. It's just I don't really care.
Yeah.
Like,
as far as whatever genre they're classified as, they're pretty mid at it.
Because they opened for Ghost, and I was like, yeah, it was kind of fun. I don't know if I'd see him again. That was kind of fun, but yeah, good times. Good times. Good times. There was an old ass dude there, probably in his 60s. Was just getting his ass beat too, and he didn't give a fuck. He was awesome. He was like from Germany or some shit, Hungary maybe. I don't know. I'll tell you what. After the show, I was hungry because I went to Taco Bell. I'm sorry.
Taco Bell.
Y'all didn't deserve that joke.
Then I didn't go to sleep till 3 a.m.
Yeah, I was up till like 2 because I had to let my hair dry because I took a shower because I was a very sweaty boy.
I just been watching Orange is New Black again, so.
Look at you watching TV.
Yeah. Well, it's because I finished watching Weeds, and then I still had a craving for whatever the fuck her name is who made that show.
For women?
Yeah, I had a craving for women.
Yeah, I've been there. That's why I like movies and TV shows with women that could absolutely murder me.
I don't know, just the way Genji Cohen made the characters in Weeds and Orange is the New Black is just like perfect to me.
Yeah.
The humor is just great.
Yeah, never got around to watching either of those.
You should.
Yeah, well, you know what? You should give me more time to live so that way I can, because I don't have enough of it. I don't have enough time. But I do have a cat. He's a good boy.
I have the entire Weed series, except the stupid discs. I don't know why they do this. They'll like freeze at certain moments, and then it'll just like skip like 5 minutes. And if you try to rewind it back to that, the screen will just fuck up and look all weird.
And what are they on DVD?
Blu-rays.
Oh, they're Blu-rays, huh?
But it's like a disc from my Parks and Recreation set does that too.
Yeah, I think that's just what happens. It's how it be sometimes, you know?
Sometimes you get the full episode, sometimes you get not the full episode.
I think the season 2 finale of The Wire does that for me on Blu-ray. It's weird. It's weird. Very strange.
Weird.
But anyway, go to a death metal show. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
So, Jason Goes to Hell, the final Friday, holds a 16% approval rating. On Rotten Tomatoes. On Metacritic, it has a weighted average score of 17 out of 100, indicating overwhelming dislike. Critics don't know fun.
No, they don't.
I'll tell you that. But yeah, the Los Angeles Times' Michael Wilmington praised the performance of Gant as well as Harry Manfredini's score. Music was good, but noted ludicrous characters, garbled nonstop gore, and poor lighting as the notable faults.
What? How is that a fault?
I don't know, man.
That's the point of a horror movie, gore and darkness.
Richard Harrington of the Washington Post wrote of the film, the scriptwriters try to conjure some history mythology to validate the plot's twists and turns, but the whole thing ends up more confusing than Days of Our Lives on Fast Forward.
Well, it's also confusing because parts of it were majorly cut out
Yeah.
because it was too long.
Terry Kelleher of Newsday similarly criticized the plot, referring to it as a confusing mess, so he conceded the film offers a little humor. Stephen Holden of the New York Times noted the 9th episode in the phenomenally successful series, which began in 1980, The Final Friday, is a largely incoherent movie that generates little suspense and relies for the majority of its thrills on close-up gore. Such gratuitous sadism gives The Final Friday an edge of sourness that is unusual for a horror movie. It doesn't help that Jason's intended victims and the actors who play them are pallid sitting ducks. Man has never watched a slasher film, let me tell you what. The Boston Globe's Betsy Sherman wrote, first-time director Adam Marcus plays around nicely with the Friday the 13th cliches, but doesn't have much original to add. Okay, the movie has a crowd-pleasing final shot that suggests the real joyride will be next time around, maybe. Okay, Greg Evans criticized the screenplay as well as Marcus's direction. With one or two exceptions, freshman director Adam Marcus forgoes the camp humor and inside jokes that marked the tail end of the slasher craze, opting instead for a straightforward Saturday Night Drive-In approach. Blame Marcus for the film's complete lack of tension and style, but also point a machete or two at a bland, occasionally inept cast and script is unable to contribute a single innovation to the genre. There was plenty of style in there, dude. You can tell that Sam Raimi was one of his biggest influences.
Yeah.
Because there's so many fucking zoom shots and, like, very kinetic camera movement. How the fuck? Whatever. Robert Cawthorn of the Arizona Daily Star wrote, yeah, there's a lot of shower taking and slaughter here, and a plot about evil bloodlines, tabloid TV, soul shifting, and God knows what else. Doesn't make a lick of sense, but it's a definite improvement over the other non-movies in the series. My man. The Statesman Journal's Ron Cowan wrote, the 9th version of this fitful series is easily the clumsiest, worst acted, most gory, and worst written of the bunch, is ready to indulge in sexual titillation as sadism and oozing bodies. There's like one sex scene, bro, and that's it. There's like maybe 3 naked women.
He's just mad because he saw man ass.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, there was some of that, huh? Oh, yeah. Yeah, I thought they were going to show a dude dripping hog for a second.
Just like people being pissed off about Nightmare on Elm Street 2.
See, but again, like I said in that video, I'm pretty sure, I want to see some fucking dong, brother. Like, show me some of that shit. I don't give a fuck if it makes people uncomfortable. You don't think the nudity makes women uncomfortable? It's time for men to be uncomfortable, too. I don't give a fuck. Show me some fat cock, bro. That's what I want out of my fucking horror movies. That's what I love about gay horror movies is most of the time they have shit like that. At least a butt. But, you know, sometimes they got some schlong in there. Really, anything French will have that sometimes. Pretty good. But yeah, just show me some of that shit. That's what I need, man. Give me some of that. But, you know, you almost see old boy's dick in this, but then she puts the towel in the way, and I was a little disappointed.
She's like, no, that's only for me.
Yeah, how unfortunate.
Even though they were an actual real couple that had just broken up.
Oh, that's rough.
And then they had to do that scene.
That's pretty rough. I was wondering, I'm like, man, they seem to really like each other. I was wondering. I was like, their chemistry's pretty good. And now I know why. Now I know why. But yeah, just show more dicks. That's all I need. That was the one thing about Midsummer that I thought was interesting, was that the only bit of nudity in that movie, or the most explicit bit of nudity in that movie, is from a dude running around after being raped. And I was like, damn, how the tables have turned, huh? So, Corey Wilcoxon also criticized the film's gratuitous violence, adding that the plot is ridiculous, the dialogue wooden, and the acting a laugh, but you know that going in. The question is it scary? Not really. It's more disgusting than frightening. Then it succeeded. What do you... All right. I don't give a fuck. Time to read some user reviews, because I want to see how many stupid people there are on IMDb. Jason Gores to hell. 4.1 out of 10 on IMDb. Damn. I think that's the lowest rated one. All right, hold on. Let me see. Reviews. Give me that fucking 1-star show. Oh, that's a lot of 1-star reviews.
Jesus.
That's a lot of 1-star reviews. That's a fucking essay. I'm not reading that. Okay. All right. Let's buckle up, folks. I gotta get comfy for this one. All right. Oof, almost knocked the mic over. All right.
Don't do that.
May contain spoilers. Not that I am spoiling much, says Aaron1375. He wrote this on April 3rd, 2001. My man didn't know how good he had it. This has to be the worst Friday the 13th movie to date, and let's face it, there weren't that many great ones. The huge problem with this is what the heck happened. The last time we saw Jason, he was in Manhattan, and he was somehow turned back into a kid. In this movie, he is again a walking corpse. I can live with that, but then he gets blown up. They made it look so easy. They should have done that from the start.
No one had a fucking grenade launcher.
Now, though, it gets strange as Jason becomes something from, like, the movie Alien or all those Body Snatcher movies. At this point, I am wondering, didn't I pay to see Jason hack up people directly? Then comes the starting revelation that Jason has a sister. Okay, real quick, on side note on that, I know I talk about how in Halloween 2, I don't like that Laurie is Michael's sister. I think that's stupid because it doesn't work. And you can tell it was something that was just tacked on. In this movie, it's fucking campy. And it works because the movie's already absurd because Jason's back. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. It doesn't bug me as much because Halloween is such a prestige, horror movie in general. And then to tack on some sister shit there, it doesn't work. But in this, it knows what it is. Similarly, Rob Zombie's Halloween and Halloween 2, I mean, that's baked in from the start. The idea that Laurie is Michael's sister, that's baked in. So it doesn't bug me in that either. Also, it works in that one because, I don't know, I have a soft spot for those movies. Sue me, I don't give a fuck. What? Get real. There is no way the woman in the first one had a daughter before or after Jason, or before or after her head was chopped off for that matter. If she had a daughter, she would have had someone to fall back on, and Jason's death wouldn't have pushed her over the edge. Not necessarily.
It explains why she goes over the edge, because she put the daughter up for adoption.
You've obviously never been a parent, brother. In the end, I'm going to be real. Even if I had a brother or sister, if I died, my mom would kill something. My mom would not be able to fucking live with it. In the end, Jason is killed by another relative because apparently a relative is the only one who can kill him. How did they come up with that? I don't know. They wrote it, bro. And the movie thankfully ends. Jesus. Does for Jason what Halloween 3 did for Michael. Okay, Buzzing Scooter 73. I think that's unfair. Halloween 3 was never billed as a Michael movie, okay? Halloween 3 was what John Carpenter always envisioned the Halloween series being, which was an anthology thing. It's just a fucking Monster of the Week Twilight Zone episode, and it's kind of cool. Is it perfect? Absolutely fucking not. But it's kind of cool. I like Halloween 3. I'll defend that to the death, just like I'm defending Jason Goes to Hell now. What you should have said is, when did you write this? 2005? Okay, I'm going to give you some slack. You should have said, does for Jason what fucking A New Beginning did for Jason, because this is the same shit, except this is actually Jason's soul. So it works better than A New Beginning. Also, that premise is so fucking ridiculous that I don't care. I don't care. I think it's fun. Anyway, it seemed like New Line tried a little too hard to be innovative with this installment because that's a bad thing, I guess. Oh my god.
Yeah, it is.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
What?
What a way to fucking start a review. Oh, it seems they tried a little too hard to be innovative. fucking hey, I got cancer. They're trying way too hard to be innovative with this chemotherapy, man. I don't know. like what the fuck? Innovations are cool. What are you on, dude? Anyway, I thought part 7 was too over the top with a telekinetic girl. That's where you draw the line. All right. But the whole body switching approach was ridiculous, even for the most hardcore Friday fan. If Jason can wear other people's bodies the way you and I wear clothes, as is said in the film, then why didn't Jason use this power in any of the previous installments? Because he didn't die. Also, by following this well, he did technically. Also, by following this format, the audience is basically just watching a generic slasher flick, and guess what? It rules, as Jason only appears in the film for about 15 minutes. It was especially sad to think that critics had been lambasting the franchises for years, and this bomb just gave them all the more ammunition. After it was all said and done, I was very disappointed to think that this may indeed be the final Friday, because to end the series with this load of trash would be a desecration.
Oh my god.
If you ever want to watch the entire series back to back, start with part 1, go through part 8, and then skip ahead to Jason X. Bro, you think part 8 is okay? You don't think part 8 is boring? Oh my god, what the fuck? Like, okay, part 7 having a telekinetic girl, yeah, that's goofy. But like, again, you just came off of a movie where Jason was resurrected like fucking Frankenstein, and you were fine with that. But a telekinetic girl, oh no, it's too weird now. What the fuck? And then part 8 is like, oh, I guess Jason could fucking swim. He drowned. How can he swim? He fucking drowned. Okay, listen. And then he fucking melts, and then he's a little fucking baby boy again. What the fuck? Come on, man. Come on.
None of them make sense. Just enjoy the ride.
That's what I'm saying. You're reaching, bro. Bro probably watches a David Lynch movie and he's like, oh, like, doesn't make any fucking sense. Yeah, cool. It's not supposed to, dude. It's supposed to make you feel something. And if it made you feel something, then you're good. And even if it made you feel, I don't know, stupid, I don't fucking know that that's good. Jesus Christ, George, if you jump up on my laptop, I will
It's like
strangle
all the
you.
people that are fucking hyped up from
baby.
-1 saying Godzilla New Empire is just fucking American garbage. It's like the point is giant monster. We're getting that.
I was telling Justin, if they watched half the movies from the Showa era, they'd have a fucking heart attack. Godzilla has been a goofy bitch since like 1964.
He can do a flying drop kick gliding on his tail.
He also jumps up and does a little dance, brother. I don't know what to tell you. Like, I guess Godzilla started being taken more seriously in the Heisei era, and then in the Millennium era especially. But the Millennium era was campy as fuck too. If you watch Final Wars,
yeah.
I mean, I love that movie, but Jesus Christ. And then, Shin Godzilla is kind of a return to form for the first one. -1 is so fucking good. -1, Godzilla -1 is unironically probably, it might be my favorite movie of the year. Like, it's so fucking good. I don't think I felt like a kid again while watching a Godzilla movie since, like, I don't know, Godzilla 2000 probably, when I was literally a kid watching it on VHS and seeing a movie that made me feel that way again. That was something special. Also, the human drama is legitimately really fucking good and captivating. And I didn't expect to fucking cry like a fucking baby. But that ending, dude, fucking hit me like a truck. Oh my God, dude. Oh, it's so good. It's so fucking good. You go see it in IMAX. Go see it on the biggest fucking screen you can. And just, I don't know, man. It's awesome. That being said, you also got Godzilla 2014, which is a banger. I think it's pretty good. The human drama starts out pretty good, and then it kind of fizzles. But the Godzilla stuff's really fun. Godzilla King of the Monsters is a fucking rager. I don't care what anybody tells me.
Yeah.
That movie's fucking awesome. King Ghidorah in that movie is... Oh, so good. King Ghidorah, if you don't know, is my favorite Godzilla monster. Like, I fucking love King Ghidorah. Kale bought me that fucking spread over there that I have framed on my wall, like, because he knows. But King Ghidorah, I fucking love King Ghidorah. I used to play as him all the time in Godzilla Destroy All Monsters Melee. I played as him in Save the Earth. All those games. I fucking love King Ghidorah. And King Ghidorah in that fucking movie is so goddamn cool. That fucking shot where they're flying through the cloud and the lightning strikes show them in the like. I'm like,
love that
oh my
shit.
god, I'm gonna fucking lose my mind. Like I was so happy. And then Rodan's in there too, if you like that. Rodan's pretty cool in that one though. Mothra's in there. You know, the human drama fucking sucks, except for Ken Watanabe's part where he goes to sacrifice himself to resurrect Godzilla or to like give him the energy he needs, and he's like, "Goodbye, my old friend," and I'm like, oh. God, that's me. That's me right there. I'd do that for him. And then Godzilla vs. Kong is just fun. I don't know. Like, Godzilla vs. Kong is fun. Also, in that tweet I sent you where that guy was like, oh, you think if watching two CGI monsters fight is your idea of entertainment, you have the intellect of a 7-year-old. And then the dude tells on himself by saying, Kong Skull Island proved that these movies could be entertaining. And I'm like, what are you saying? I'm like, listen, I love Kong Skull Island because it's just Apocalypse Now with King Kong. But when that movie came out, dude, there were so many people saying it was stupid. Like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, it's that reappraisal shit where like people went back and watched Matrix 2 and 3 and were like, hey, these movies are actually pretty okay. Not as good as the first one.
I still don't think they are.
But, you know, they're pretty okay. Well, you don't like The Matrix anyway. So, you know, or you don't like Keanu Reeves, whatever, I forget. But you know, it's a reappraisal thing. So, I don't know, man. I think it looks like it'll be fun. It's going to be giant monsters fighting, which is all I expect from an American Godzilla movie, or a Godzilla movie that doesn't bill itself as like a super serious drama like -1. Oh my god, -1 is so good. Oh, it's so good.
And then the people complaining, why is Godzilla pink now?
Because
his laser should be blue.
He's Super Saiyan, brother. I don't know what to tell you. Bro, do you know how many times Godzilla's breath has changed? Like,
he's referencing Godzilla 2000 now.
Yeah. You
The
know what?
fucking greatest Godzilla ever. I don't care what anyone
The
says.
Millennium Era Godzilla, absolutely.
The fucking look of him.
That's my favorite design.
And the fact that he's slender in the new coming up movie too is even more of a reference to that one.
Yeah, my favorite Godzilla design is that Millennium Era Godzilla.
It's fucking amazing.
That being said,
If I could find a cheap figure of him, I would buy it, but they're all fucking expensive.
That being said, 90s Godzilla over there, the Heisei era that I got, that
90s is fucking cool too.
that little statue of, I love his design too. But Godzilla's design in -1 is so fucking cool. Oh my god. Like, this is the first time in a long time where Godzilla's also been like actually like a threat and like scary, and it's fucking cool, dude. Like I did not feel, because there's a part where he basically just like levels a city, and you know, it was what you expect from Godzilla, and I did not feel good while watching it. I was like, this is fucking terrifying. Like, this is some of the most harrowing shit, and that's even with the bam 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 bam, like the fucking music going, and I was in awe. But I was just like, dude, all these people are fucking dying. This is horrifying. This is fucking horrifying. But oh my god, dude, it's so good.
That reaction is like a comparison to how people are feeling about the past few episodes of the anime Jujutsu Kaisen.
Oh, I've seen reactions. Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah.
You want to talk about mass leveling and mass murder?
Listen, brother, I don't, because I don't care about anime.
Jeez.
But
Even if you don't, you have to like watch those scenes.
okay, I'll check it out.
Like, I don't care what people say about the animation. It's like, give those dudes a break. They're working their asses off.
Yeah.
It looks fucking fine still.
Yeah, but no, Godzilla -1 is fantastic. You go see it. I don't give a fuck. If you don't even like Godzilla, go see it. I don't give a fuck, dude. Go watch that movie.
My mom went to go see it.
I needed to get a 4K release in America so I can watch it
Immediately.
a fucking million times. I love that movie so much. Oh my god, it's so good. Oh, it's so good. Oh, all right. Anyway, back to people being dumb. Stupid, says Ahufe. This is not Friday the 13th. This is a stupid bad movie. That's all he's got to say, huh?
Stupid bad movie.
Hate this movie, says Rhapsody Reviews. Review: Jason Goes to Hell: The Final Friday is an American slasher film directed by Adam Marcus. It is the 9th installment in the Friday the 13th series. I hate this movie. I really do. There is nothing about this movie that is likable or redeemable. It doesn't resemble a Friday the 13th movie in any way other than Jason being in the beginning of the film. The acting is back to being awful. I'm sorry, back to being?
When did it stop being awful?
Bro, it's been bad. What? Okay. All right. And the story is so stupid you get bored of watching it in the 15 minutes. How do you get bored watching a story this ridiculous? Like, what? The film begins with Voorhees' body being detonated by the FBI, and after a spear possesses the coroner examining his remains, he uses the coroner's body to continue his killings. Also, the last time we saw Jason, he was in Manhattan, and he was somehow turned back into a kid. In this movie, he is again a walking corpse. I can live with that, but then he gets blown up. They made it look so easy. Okay, this is just plagiarism. They should have done that from the start. Now, though, it gets strange as Jason becomes something from those body snatchers. Yeah, this is just plagiarism.
He just wrote the same review from the other guy.
I don't recommend this to anybody. 0.5 out of 5.
You know, I like all the Friday movies, but this one and X are the ones I remember most. Because they tried something different and it worked for what it was.
Yeah, I'm gonna be real. I can see how it's a bad Friday the 13th movie, but as like a horror movie,
Yeah.
as like a campy, fucking gooey slasher, I fucking love it, dude. Like, I think it's pretty awesome. I'm gonna be honest. Anyway, I love horror movies. 2 cents from a Friday fan, JMan30339. I love horror movies. I've seen them all. My video library is 90% horror. He wrote this in 2000, so I know he was talking about VHS. We horror fans are as a whole quite forgiving of our genre. I can watch a movie like Evil Dead 2 and know the acting is bad, the effects are bad. What? The plot is stupid. The plot. Hold on, brother. Hold on.
You're not a real horror fan.
Hold on. Bad effects and stupid plot. My guy, Evil Dead 2 is one of the best fucking horror comedies of all time. And you're going to tell me the effects are bad in Evil Dead fucking K and B? You're going to tell me K and B effects? I'm going to find this man. I'm going to find this man. And if he's dead, I'm going to find his grave. But I love it anyway, he says. So for a horror movie fan to hate a horror movie, well, that says more than a drama fan hating a drama, and boy, oh boy, did I hate this. My man's really painting a picture. Yeah. It chokes me up that people see this and think that Jason is some sort of body-jumping demon that can only be killed with a magic dagger by a relative. My man said it makes him cry that people think Jason is something that is a deadite, basically. But I just think it's funny because he's okay with Jason being a fucking, like, a boy that turns into a man in the span of, like, 5 days. He's okay with Jason being brought back to life with a wrought iron fence. And he's okay with Jason fighting a telekinetic girl. But he's not okay with Jason being a deadite, even though he loves Evil Dead 2. All right, brother. That is a complete betrayal to all of the fans who keep going to Friday movies. Did they really think this was going to be good, even with its gory kills and hidden tributes to other horror movies? It still sits with Halloween 3 and Jaws 4 among the very worst horror films of all time. See parts 1 through 4 and stop. Oh my god. You don't even like part 6? Oh my god. The critics pan all of these movies equally, but horror fans know part 4 is the best. Part 9 should never have been made, even though this series has been on a severe downward spiral for the past 3 chapters. Yeah, he doesn't like part 6. That's lame. I'll still be at Jason X opening night, ticket in hand, hoping for a miracle, even though the idea of a Jason in space makes me cringe. That's the kind of fans we are, and Cunningham should consider himself darn lucky that we haven't abandoned all hope after this mess. So dramatic, dude. I swear, man, nerds are like some of the most dramatic people on the fucking planet. What a glue stick says, well, what do you know? It's over almost. I was looking forward to this simply because it was the last movie. It isn't. The 10th is already being released next year. It was fun while it lasted. Jason gets killed, but his heart doesn't. This guy eats it and becomes Jason. Actually, Jason is in his body. This little demon gets passed around from person to person which is supposed to be the cause of Jason's eternal life. Family thing, you know? People die, jokes are made, body parts shown, your usual horror movies. I guess this was a little better than before, but not by much. It makes you wonder why New Line decided to buy the franchise. I don't know, and I really don't care, but it's something to think about. Jason Goes to Hell, The Final Friday, D-.
Damn it, I lost the picture because I refreshed the screen.
What was it?
But it was Godzilla getting hit by Mechagodzilla in Godzilla vs. Kong. And then under it, it's Godzilla frozen in the ice in the new trailer. It's like, I took that personally, so I evolved.
I mean, yeah, that's Godzilla, baby. All right, trashy Friday the 13th sequel from New Line Cinema, says Nightmare on Elm Street fan. Okay, well, this movie is completely devastated. Who wrote this garbage? Yes, I love the Friday the 13th movies, but this is not Friday the 13th movie. I do not like this film. We did not need Voorhees' origin story. Jason Voorhees never did had a sister. He was an only child. They changed this film into a Michael Myers Halloween film from Halloween 4: The Return of Michael Myers, in which Michael was after her aunt. What? FBI destroys Jason's body, and now he wants to get born again, and this film sucks. I rest my case. The worst movie ever, and people are saying Jason X is worse. This movie is god-awful bad. Jason X is better than Jason Goes to Hell. Thank you. Thank you for that. What a disappointment, says Bailey Crawley. You know, it's not uncommon for horror franchises to get a little bit ridiculous as time goes on and they run out of ideas. But this takes the cake easily for the stupidest movie sequel of all time. They literally went and added a supernatural element to the series with this entry. I'm sorry, to this entry?
Yeah, to this one?
My guy, have you been watching? Like, what are you talking about? For reasons far beyond me. I loved part 8, all right. But with this one, I'm content to have Jason be dead. I only wish it would stay that way. I still have 3 more movies in this franchise that I need to watch because no matter how stupid they get with the storylines, Jason apparently survives everything, whether in his own body or someone else's. Pathetic cash grab of a film, really and truly. Brother, what do you think most movies are? You think most movies are unfortunately cash grabs, my guy. Just enjoy them for what they are, please. I don't know. You don't have to give them your money. You could always pirate. 1 star is too many for this turd, says ODD Bear. Is that like old daddy dick bear, you think?
Probably.
Awesome, dude. Jason Goes to Hell. Well, he does, but not before making his audience literally go through hell trying to sit through this piece of crap. Just give him a laugh track, Justin. Thank you. Instead of making do with the usual formula, which worked mostly well 8 times before, this film comes in with a whole new twist. At the start, Jason is blown to bits. At the autopsy, the coroner decides to eat Jason's heart.
He didn't decide to. He was compelled to.
No, but what's funny is there's like 10 question marks in parentheses. And then... So he was just like, he decides to eat Jason's heart? What the fuck? And then suddenly Jason is reborn in that body and naturally a killing spree a la Jason ensues. Then we learn that Jason has a sister and that sister has a daughter and Jason must kill one of them in order to be reborn. Meanwhile, Jason goes from one body to the next trying to get to his relatives. What were the filmmakers smoking? That fucking good ass shit, brother. Let me tell you what. This is just stupid. There's nothing good about this film. Nothing. It's amateurish in every way possible. The script is bad. The direction is non-existent. The editing horrible. The special effects not good. Wow. The acting awful. I had already posted a review stating that the 5th installment of the series was the absolute worst. But how wrong was I? Funny thing, you weren't. This is the worst without a doubt. While Friday's Part 5, I think he means 6, 7, and 8 were disappointments, they at least had a moderate level of entertainment value for fans, but this one truly doesn't. Does Part 5 have any entertainment value, Justin?
No.
That's the one that I think I would skip if I rewatched, honestly. Like, I'd probably even watch Part 8 again.
I don't even remember what 5 was about.
It was, that garbage pail kid getting killed, and then his dad was like, well, fuck it, I'm gonna be Jason.
Yeah, see how memorable that one was?
Yeah. Everything is wrong, says Horror Enjoyer. All right. Plot is stupid. Characters are horrible. Acting is bad. Pacing is all over the place. Sometimes it drags, and then sometimes you feel like half of the movie is missing, and you have a very vague idea what actually is going on. Kills are done poorly. Wrong.
Wrong.
Stalking scenes are done badly. Wrong.
Wrong.
Movie has one single decent special effect. Others look like they were done by a child for a school project. Bro.
Wrong.
Oh my god.
Very wrong.
Oh, I'm gonna have a heart attack. Sound effects are horrible too? What?
What?
What the fuck? Why did they add grunts for Jason like he's some kind of cartoon monster? What do you think Jason is? What the fuck? You think Jason isn't a cartoon monster? Brother, he's fucking out of a Scooby-Doo fucking episode. I'ma be honest. Jason could be the fucking creeper. Just fucking walking around and shit. Get out of here. Oh. Big part of why Jason is scary is because he's a silent killing machine. Adding random grunts to him totally undermines the character. Okay, that works for Michael. But not Jason. But even Michael breathes. Like...
Yeah.
What the? Are you gonna complain about that?
And Jason-
why'd they make him breathe?
Jason grunted in the other movies
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he grunted in part 3.
when he took an axe to the head and when Tommy was killing him.
Didn't he
made
make a noise when he lifted his when he lifted his mask and smiled in part 3?
I think so.
Oh, and the intro credits scene is one of the most annoying things I've ever seen because of the way it cuts back and forward what feels like 100 times. Hey, you want to know something funny, bud? That's in every single one of these movies. That's why it's at the beginning of this one. Because that's in every single one of these movies. Oh, one of the worst movies ever made. Bad. Says Ban Belubo. The film suffers from bad continuity, sloppy editing, bland acting, ridiculous plot developments, and cardboard characters. It is also the most grotesque film in this series. Is that bad? I don't think so. Ah, so very bad, says Yeater McFeefy.
Yeater McFeefy.
Truly the worst film ever made. Ever. Predictable, tacky, stupid, and cliched, but not in a good way. I've seen a lot of bad films, but this one takes it with ease. Nudity within the first 5 minutes, inept acting, direction, writing, and intrusive music. No scene even verging on suspenseful. Throw in a few pointless in-jokes and you have something which quite frankly would have been more effective if it had been made by monkeys with crayons. And did I mention how boring it is? But then again, what did I expect from Friday the 13th Part 9? I will conclude by manically repeating my summary. And then he just says so very bad a bunch. I'm not reading all that. What a guy.
What a guy.
One of the worst films in cinema history, says King of Plane.
I wonder what these people think of Hellraiser Hellworld.
Probably don't think it's great, Justin.
Well, they'll praise that.
They probably don't think it's great. I just watched this last night, and I have to say it is worse than I remember. This is a shameful film to be included in the series. The scenes just do not make any sense. I'll admit that there are times when I just can't help myself. I have to grab a black beating heart and munch it down, but in this case, there just wasn't any motivation that I can see. Oh wait, the evil in Jason's heart called out to the coroner. Right, strike that. This is really bad. Really, I would say that the film looks as if it was written by high schoolers, but that would be an insult. Stay far away unless you just want to watch the complete series. Some of the deaths are good, but they couldn't save the film. If you are a fan of the Evil Dead films, you will notice something interesting, but it will be the most interesting thing about the film. You could make a better film if you strapped a rolling camera onto a wiener dog for an hour and a half. Well, that's easy. Like, come on. Wiener dogs? They're cool. Oh, the horror, says Skyfly High 87. Just saw this total piece of dog you know what on cable. Now, when it comes to Friday the 13th movies, you don't expect much, especially with all the really awful sequels. This was a toss-up between this complete and total atrocity. Complete and total atrocity on celluloid. What? There's movies so bad they're funny, but this was a movie that was just plain god-awful. This sequel, apparently Jason can suddenly be reincarnated over and over again. Huh?
I mean, the movie does a good job of explaining itself.
And beyond that, it probably will cause brain damage to try and waste any further brain cells on trying to understand the pointlessness of what was written by a sadistic 12-year-old pervert. Bro, there's like 2 nudity scenes and one of them was forced on him by the producers. What are you talking about? This is not from a pervert. What the fuck? It was a toss-up between this and Jason Takes Manhattan in terms of idiocy and continuity, not that it really takes a lot to come up with something not as stupid and bad as this. Okay. All right.
These people.
These people. My thoughts on Jason Goes to Hell from Miss Carter. This movie can go to
Peggy
hell.
Carter?
Attention. Directors, writer, etc. His last name is spelled Voorhees. Get it right next time, will ya? Total and complete garbage. I don't care what anyone says. It isn't a true Friday the 13th or Jason movie, in my opinion. They just stole the name of a popular movie, stuck Jason in the beginning, in the end, and slapped the Friday name on this garbage. Nah. And then he went to smoke a cigar. Adam Marcus Goes to Hell. Jesus, dude, you're completely sane. Like, what the fuck? The worst installment says Akshat Mahaj. I'm not going to try to say that.
Akshat Mahal.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah, that one.
That was a little racist, Justin, but I'll let it
It
slide.
wasn't.
This happens when you keep dragging a franchise. You make an installment, which is bad at everything. There was nothing good in this installment. I was just yawning and getting bored every second. The concept of turning the character of Jason into a possessing soul was so bad. The direction, the story, the screenplay, the performances, the pacing, the quality of the movie, everything was so bad. You will struggle to find anything good in this badly made movie. I can't understand how the studio supported this project. Overall, I would not recommend this movie to anyone, not even to the Friday the 13th fans. Okay. Worst Jason movie, says Nomad007. Everything about this movie is just horrible, and I like the Friday the 13th franchise. Worst part is the writing. Just horrible. Actors are close second. Jason really isn't even in this one. His soul just goes from body to body and for no reason. Jason X is like Gone with the Wind compared to Jason Goes to Hell. They're okay. All right.
I'd say they're about equal.
Yeah, I was going to say, from what I remember about Jason X.
I just like X more because it just goes totally out there.
Oh, yeah. Just
it
like
makes
this.
fun of like Alien and shit.
The worst Friday the 13th ever made. Garbage. Where in the, pardon the pun, hell was Jason in this movie? Yeah, there's the laugh track. A little bit at the start, chasing a good-looking girl in the woods. Then at the end, what did I watch the rest of the time? Even when you see Jason, he looks horrible. A weird bulbous head. Yeah, that's what happens when you fucking regenerate, brother. I don't know what to tell you. What happens to him from the last movie? The worst Friday the 13th film ever. Honestly, I don't even like to consider it part of the franchise. The only part entertaining at all was Freddy's gloved hand reaching from the ground to grab Jason's hockey mask. Epic. Setting up the WWE-style grudge match, ? Between Freddy Krueger and Jason Voorhees. If you must watch this, just fast forward to the very end right before the credits. Well, you already spoiled it, brother. I don't know. Ignominy. By Nightwatch 4773. I thought it couldn't get worse than Jason Takes Manhattan. He's misspelled Manhattan, by the way. Well, I was wrong. Part 9 is everything Part 8 is except what could be worse. I don't know. How about no Jason? This was an absolute disgrace. What has made Friday the 13th so palatable over the years is the stalk and slash of Jason or his mom in the woods. He's only talking about the first two movies. Now we have some kind of sci-fi hidden invasion of the body snatchers twist that just doesn't work at all. You're entitled to that opinion. The acting is the worst of the entire series, and the only redeeming quality of this one is if you track down the unrated version. The gore is turned up without the MPAA, but who cares? I do, because the effects are cool.
Yeah.
Even worse than Titanic, if that's possible. Whoa! Says Troutman. My old fucking physics teacher, I guess. This film is one of the worst films that I have ever seen in my whole life. Yes, all the Friday the 13th movies are absolute poo, but at least you can have fun watching them. How do you watch this and not have fun? I don't understand. This film, which totally contradicts basically the entire series, is just pointlessly gory. The acting in these films have never given the Academy voters much worry, but in this film it's the pits. Okay. Oh, sorry. I'm tired. If you want a fun, scary movie, watch anything but this. It's not scary. The story in Pants is pants, and the only thing that is scary is that someone gave them the money to produce this crap. Okay.
Nice.
Awesome, dude. Awesome, dude.
Ugh.
There's a lot of these one-star reviews, brother.
People just accept that a movie tried something different.
There are so many. Jesus
and
Christ.
It'll be remembered more than the originals will be, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, look at how many people are still fucking upset about it.
Yeah.
I cannot believe I wasted an hour and a half of my life on this, says Twitchy Fit. Jason Goes to Hell, the final Friday. I bought this movie for $12.95. I got ripped off. My friend and I watched this at about 3 a.m. while we were watching it. We thought that maybe it was a spoof of the old Friday the 13th series and subplotted under comedy. It wasn't. Well, I mean, it kind of is, though. It starts off with a woman going to Camp Crystal Lake just when she's about to take a shower. Jason comes out of nowhere and chases her. The chasing continues until they get into the middle of the forest, and FBI agents come out of nowhere and blow Jason up. Jason is dead, or is he? When the coroner is examining Jason's body parts, he finds that Jason's heart starts beating, and for some reason unknown to man, the coroner picks up Jason's heart and eats it. This somehow transforms Jason's heart into the coroner. What? Who then goes on a mindless rampage. Spoiler, you don't actually see Jason hockey mask and all, like the back cover of the DVD suggests, until the last 10 minutes of the film. Jason Goes to Hell, the final Friday, is the worst movie I've ever seen. Wow.
Wow.
Yeah, I believe you, brother.
People suck.
I mean, yeah, when it comes down to it, people just don't like that it did something new. And, great. This is a 10 out of 10 review. Great, says The Creeper. Although this film gets a little too sci-fi, it still has 1, high body count, 2, good-looking teenagers. I don't think that's how you should have phrased that, brother.
Yeah.
This is a post-9/11 world, though I'll let it slide. 3, an unbeatable Jason Voorhees, and 4, gore and violence. What more could you ask for? Nothing, in my opinion. Also, this film has much better acting, special effects, sound quality, and picture quality. Good to rent. Yeah, I was going to say, I think the acting's fine. Like, the actors know what kind of movie they're in, you know?
Yeah.
Good acting doesn't necessarily mean, like, everybody's fucking Marlon Brando. Good acting just means understanding the assignment. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know, man. People are stupid. People are silly and dumb.
Dumb.
And silly Billy boy. Very underrated, says Baby Doll Jessica. Jason Goes to Hell, the final Friday is super underrated. I love it. Jason Voorhees is great. Steven is a good main character. The possession stuff is cool but weird. Creighton Duke is amazing. See, she gets it. The kills are cool. We never see Jason unmasked, though. The ending with Freddy's hand is awesome. I love Jason Goes to Hell, the final Friday. See, she gets it.
Yeah.
It's just fun, dude. Just fucking...
It's fun.
Why do people act like Friday the 13th is this sacred thing that shouldn't be touched? What the fuck? Oh my god.
People.
Awesome, says Steven59. Jason has returned. Sure, he gets blown to tiny pieces at the start, but that isn't going to stop him. Apparently, he can take control of other people's bodies, and even though it's called Jason Goes to Hell, as we all know, that ain't going to stop him either, because at the end, his mask is pulled into the ground by Freddy Krueger's glove, which leaves the movie at a good starting point for the Freddy vs. Jason movie. That dude is a true fan, if he's that excited.
Yeah.
That is a true fan right there. Oh my god, this dude wrote a whole ass essay
Jesus.
giving it a 10 out of 10 review. Oh my god, and he wrote this in October 13th, 2001. So this is before, like, anything else. Here we go. Jason and a New Story by our good friend JP91. Jason Goes to Hell, the final Friday is a good sequel. Not perfect, but entertaining. The script is different, very different, and with big supernatural touches. The performances are good, and the gore is really amazing. Obviously not the best sequel in the franchise, but a very refreshing one. See? That's what I'm fucking saying.
Yeah.
JP91, you get it. JP91 gets that shit. Fuck
gets
yeah. Fucking love you, JP91.
Yeah.
One of the best Friday the 13th movies, says Kurt7825. The scariest since part 3. Okay. Parts 1, 2, and 3 in this one are the best. Well, I'm not going to agree with you on part 3, but... Jason, says WS Mama. Love this movie. It took me a few times to watch to really enjoy it, as I was 15 when it came out. I'm now almost 42 and own a combo of Jason Goes to Hell and the Jason X. I hope one day there will be a follow-up that my friend Adam Marcus will be able to do. You think he knows Adam Marcus?
He might.
Okay, well, this guy gave it a 10 out of 10, but that's a negative review. Okay, here we go. Jacob John Taylor's review. This is what I was looking for. The best Friday the 13th movie. Don't get me wrong. I'm already laughing. Don't get me wrong. The first 8 Friday the 13th movies are very scary, but the 9th one is scarier. And this... In this movie, Jason's body is destroyed and his heart turns into a worm-like monster that possesses people. This one people complain to mush about because it is so unrealistic. I care about realistic when I see a documentary. I do not care about thing like that when I go to a horror movie, especially a zombie movie. Fucking preach, brother. Jason is a zombie in the first one from what I can tell. Yes, I know there is a killer in the first one that is more prominent character, but Jason is still in it. He is only in it for less than a minute, but he is in it. The first 8 movies are good horror movie. They are very intense. This one is more intense than first. The last 2 sequels that came out after this one are very intense, but as intense as this one. This is the most intense one. That is why it is the best one. The remake is the only Friday the 13th movie where I could predict what was going to happen the first time I watched it. So that one is the only one I do not like. This movie has great storyline. It also has great acting. It also has great special effects. It is a great movie. See it. It is most C's. It is one of the scariest movies ever. Oh, Jacob John Taylor, I love you, man. Oh my god.
What a hero.
Oh, what a fucking Chad, dude. Fucking the Virgin Friday the 13th Part 3 fan. And the Chad Jason Goes to Hell enjoyer. Oh my god. What a great movie.
Yep.
I'm gonna be honest.
Truly.
I had a feeling I was gonna like it just because I knew it was gonna be very different from the last fucking 8 movies we watched. And like that one review said, it's refreshing, you know? And that's what I told Justin when I was watching it. I'm like, it feels pretty refreshing to like watch one that's this different, you know?
Yeah.
Because 9 movies in, you gotta do fucking something, man. Like,
I mean, I used to be one of the ones that thought it was stupid for doing what it did, but now I appreciate it.
I mean, the older you get, the more movies you watch, and I think that kind of factors into it.
Yeah.
There's a meme that I saw not forever ago, but pretty recently on Twitter, where someone was like, "Guy who has watched 100 horror movies, man, Texas Chainsaw Massacre is a masterpiece, truly the best of its genre." And then guy who has watched 1,000 horror movies, bro, you gotta hop on Basket Case 3. Like that's me at this point, where it's just like, dude, I don't give a fuck if I like it, it's a good movie. Like, and I can like a movie for a bunch of fucking different reasons. So yeah, I mean, I think it was pretty good. I had a lot of fun watching this one. All the weird shit coming in about Creighton Duke and the dagger and shit. I don't know, man. I think it's fun. I think it's campy. I think it's cool.
Just roll with it.
It's no different than like a Superman comic where Superman just pulls a new power out of his asshole to beat Brainiac or something. Like, it's no different. And again, Friday the 13th has never been like a prestige horror franchise. It's always been, you know, a cash grab. Literally, it's always been a cash grab. So to see something this unique come out of it, I'm going to be honest, I kind of dig it. I kind of dig it quite a bit.
Yeah.
People just don't like change. People don't like change, but they also don't like it when things are the same, which I think is funny. Because that was one of the complaints about the remake. I remember when it came out, everybody was like, it's just Friday the 13th again. Like, oh, yeah. What do you expect? It reminds me of how I read that Michael Bay, who produced the movie, walked out too early because he thought there was too much sex. And I'm like, bro, have you ever seen a Friday the 13th movie? Like, they're all like that. What are you talking about? What did you think? You know? So I don't know, man. I'm a pretty big fan of this one. I think it's fun. I think it's a good time. I think it's good. It might be so. Right now, as it sits, Part 2, Part 6, and this one are probably my favorites. Part 4 is really good too, but I don't know. That one didn't hit with me as much as it does with everybody else, I guess. But yeah, it was pretty good. Pretty good. Next time, or Justin, do you have anything to say about it?
Just give it a chance. There's no reason to fucking hate this one when you've watched all the other ones, because look how stupid they are.
Yeah,
but exactly. You still find something to be enjoy them with.
If you go in with an open mind and little to no expectations, and you just say, okay, I'm going to try to find something I like about the movie, chances are you're going to find something you like about it. Just be positive, you know? It's great. You know what's not great is the next week we're looking at Freddy's Dead.
Freddy's Dead, the final nightmare.
Will this get a reappraisal from me? I don't know.
We're gonna find out.
We'll find out next time. Hey, George, what's up, little buddy? My little kitty
Boy,
cat.
my order has been picked up.
Yeah, that's how it be sometimes.
I'm hungry.
Where did you go? What did you order?
I ordered Subway.
You would. Are you getting it delivered here?
No,
Are we going to have a guest on the podcast, Subway Delivery Man?
no, it's going to my house.
Awesome, dude. Anyway, yeah, so I think it's pretty great. Freddy's Dead is next, and we want to thank you for listening.
Yeah.
For wherever the fuck you listen to us, I don't know. On YouTube.
Oh boy, GTA 6 is going back to Vice City. Who cares?
I mean, that was already known. That's what I want. That's what I've wanted since Vice City. But yeah, so I recommend this movie quite a bit, wholeheartedly, with my whole ass chest. And if you like this movie, you'll fucking love Reanimator and From Beyond. I can tell you that with 100% certainty. Next week is Freddy's Dead. Thanks for listening. Follow us on Facebook. Follow us wherever you get your podcasts, on YouTube, whatever,
It don't matter.
Just as long as you watch us, I don't give a shit.
Have a goblin in your life. Not just the one that lives in your pocket.
What?
Goblins live in your pocket.
Do you have proof of this?
I don't, but I strongly believe in it. And my theory on life is if you if you think of something in your head, then out there somewhere it exists.
Well, okay, that was
Yeah.
Justin. This is his last episode.
Going to a mental institution.
Yeah. I mean, we're all gonna end up there eventually.
Yeah.
At this rate.
There's 100 of them.
100 what, Justin?
Referencing fucking Dream Child, where they're counting the insane people.
100. That's what I thought you were doing.
I thought you would get it right away.
I did. I just needed to make sure.
Now I'm a little disappointed.
Good. I hope
Yeah.
you stay disappointed.
No. Well, yeah. Thanks for listening, people.
Go watch Godzilla -1.
Yeah, do that. I need to do that.
If you don't go watch Godzilla -1, you're dead to me, and you aren't allowed to listen to my podcast anymore.
You can still listen.
No, you can listen to Justin, but anytime I start talking,
Yeah, turn the volume off.
you're gonna have to cover your ears, because I ain't no fucking anti-Gojira boys in this bitch. Let me tell you, I fucking loved it. Anyway, all right.
Bye, people.
So that's all we got. Hold on, let me get this cat off of me.
Get out, George.
Oh well, we'll see you next time.
Yep.
When we talk about Freddy's Dead, the final nightmare.
And we'll probably be mad about it.
Yeah. I hope not. We'll see. Anyway, bye-bye. Say bye, Justin.
Bye.
Say bye.
Oh.
Ooh-wee.